This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. This episode of Harry Potter and the Boys is brought to you by Radio Mike on Patreon and the 20th Century Boy podcast. Head to patreon.com/Radio Mike and for as little as $1 a month, get a bonus podcast every week. And search 20th Century Boy on your favorite podcast app to hear more from me every week. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 2 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament. Hello, Hamoras everyone. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, Book 2, Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sammy is back. Welcome back, Sammy.
Thanks, Mike. It's incredible you get that right every time. Well, according to the listener, that was actually the 4th take. So, good to be here.
Wait, I thought you meant incredible I get your name right every time. But you mean the long intro.
Yeah, I do. Well, I mean, people get my name wrong as well. But
all the time. People because everyone's like, oh, Sammy's so good on the podcast. And yesterday someone was like, love Sammy Garlepp on the podcast, which is like Farlap.
Yeah, I do. I get Garlepp a lot and I get Garlett.
Garlett, okay.
A lot of famous footy players.
Yeah.
You know, with the last name. Anyway,
couple Garletts.
Yeah, who cares? That's not anything to do with here. Talking about bloody Harry Potter.
How was the comedy festival?
The comedy festival was great. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, bloody sold out a bunch of shows.
Awesome.
Had fun. And then it finished and I immediately just came crashing back down to reality. No, but I'm seeing heaps of shows now as well. But,
awesome, man.
And I'm trying to think. Did we talk on? Was I on last episode?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talked a bit about the comedy fest because I had gone to your show. Oh, I was going to your show, I think.
Yeah. And did we talk about our? We don't really need to talk about this on this, but we appeared on the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Oh yeah, Sammy and I both on the Hamish and Andy pod talking choir wars.
Yeah.
Kind of an extension of stuff we've talked about on this Harry Potter podcast.
It really was. And it's annoying because I honestly thought this was the premier podcast for talking about our specific school's vocal ensemble. And now Hamish and Andy's taken it over.
They take everything.
Like they bloody steal our ideas.
Well,
classic.
We are back for another chapter of Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament. You were on the last step, but we took a break over Easter. I can't even remember what happened in that.
That's why. I was like, was I freaking high last week?
Oh no, I remember it was a very filler chapter where they were discussing whether nearly dickless Ned could get head.
The age-old question.
Yeah.
Speaking of nearly dickless Ned and nearly headless Nick.
Yeah.
The one thing I've seen recently is I feel like you'd be across this. The Harry Potter Legacy game that's coming out. Have you seen this?
Yeah. Looks amazing.
Yeah, and I just was
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and it's set in like 1890s, the Goblin Wars or some rebel or whatever it is, Goblin Uprising.
Bit more of story, bit more lore.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was, but they said it was funny because I was watching like the trailer of it. They're like, and there will be some legacy characters. They're like, characters you'll recognize. They're all going to be there. I'm talking, and this is in the trailer, I'm talking nearly headless Nick, Professor Binns. I'm like...
The two characters that are canonically dead in the original timeline. Yeah, nearly headless Nick, he pops in.
Yeah.
John Cleese won't be voicing him, but he'll be in the game.
Exactly. I'm like, these aren't like recognized. I mean, they are recognizable, but and they're like, and Dumbledore, well, he'd be about 9 years old.
No, he's not born yet, so...
exactly. I think he's 9 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he's at the school, like early,
because how old? He's old, isn't he?
He's like 150, isn't he?
Yeah. That's
it's insane.
I was thinking about this, thank God in our normal Harry Potter timeline, thank God Harry Potter's parents were dead because, like they never would have signed his permission slips.
Yeah,
know,
didn't
like-
you already? I think you've made this exact joke.
Did I make it on this?
I think you've made it on this pod, and it was in your.
It was
stand-up
my show. It
But
was my show.
on that point, it is interesting that, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but Harry's parents were 21 years old when they die. So
They
imagine
were 21.
Yeah, they were 21 canonically,
Oh,
right?
God.
Now, actually, picture this for a second. You know,
Right.
wizards have a longer life. Witches and wizards have a longer life expectancy than normal people. So you know, I guess like us muggles in real life, we're living longer, so people are having kids later. These guys, 21 years old, had a kid. If they had lived to 150, they would have had like great grandchildren.
Even more than that. Yeah.
Insane. Now, Sam, I had to have you on this episode because an email's come in.
Yeah, why? You texted me saying an email's come in that you're like, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
An email came in last night at 7:01 p.m. And look, I just knew I had to ask you to be on the podcast after I got this email.
Okay.
Because it kind of shocked me when I saw this come up.
Oh, no. Now I'm nervous.
No, it's not. No, don't be nervous. It's just interesting, and it kind of throws back to something we've spoken about before on the pod, and the listeners will recognize this because the subject line that came up on my Microsoft Outlook app on my iPhone,
Not sponsored.
not sponsored, and where I predominantly get work emails. The subject line was, "I've had my boobs signed." So we asked on the show a number of weeks ago if any girls out there have had their boobs signed. This was because a character in the book got her boobs signed. I think it was a nurse.
Got her boobs signed by
Harold's dad because he wrote the Nutty Professor. So, you know, week after week, we're subtly bringing up the topic of, hey, write in if you've had your boobs signed. We want to understand it.
We have been searching for someone who's had their boobs signed almost as long as we've been waiting for the Teamwizard Tournament to be mentioned in the book.
Yeah.
Because it's still...
Which is the whole book.
Yeah, the Teamwizard Tournament, in the Teamwizard Tournament hasn't been mentioned. We have already got boobs signed.
So I get an email from Simone Wall. She didn't ask for anonymity. I assume there's no shame these days. You know, can't a woman get her boobs signed and not be, you know, that's totally normal.
And well done, Simone, and thanks for getting in touch.
Now, I also said on the podcast that at any event that I'm at, I will sign any boob that is given to me.
Yep,
So
yeah.
if you want your boobs signed, I'll sign them.
Which is strange. It is strange because usually it's an event that you're, you know, if you're the rock star, but you even said you'd do that at my comedy show, you'd be signing boobs.
That's the thing. I'll sign.
Which explains why the ticket sales were so bad the night you came.
It was sold out the night I came.
Yeah, it was actually.
Lots of girls. Anyway, Simone's written in, Mike, been meaning to write in for a while.
This is amazing.
Probably 20 years ago, I'm 47 now, in brackets, I had the Crusty Demons sign my boobs when they had a show in Wagga.
Oh my God.
The Crusty Demons, they're like a band?
No!
Oh, they're like the motorbike?
Yeah, the Crusty Demons, if you don't know, I mean, if you're not into your motocross sports, you may not know. The Crusty Demons are essentially a group of dirt bike aerials. Daredevils. Aerial specialists.
The Daredevil from The Simpsons, Lance Murdoch.
Oh.
The Daredevil, anyway.
I was thinking Evil Knievel, but anyway.
Yeah, like Evil Knievel. Okay.
Crusty Demons, wow.
So in 2002, when Simone was 27, she had the Crusty Demons sign her boobs. She says, there is a photo on an old phone of mine somewhere. I think it is something that women did back in the day to flirt with singers or musicians.
Or guys on motorbikes.
Or guys on motorbikes. I think society is trying not to objectify women these days. Good step forward for us.
For sure.
But happy to flop them out for you if I get to see you at a show. Now, I'm not making that up. She said, I'm happy to flop them out for you if I get to see you at a show. Loving the pods. Stay awesome, Simone.
So I'm buttoning up. That was not meant to be real. she's happy to flop them out for you. Well, you know what? That's good.
Flop
Mike.
them out.
You've got one 47-year-old great
Ladies,
listener.
now, you know what? Now I'm worried if we ever did a live version of this podcast, no one would want to come because they'd be worried that they'd have to have their boobs signed.
They don't have to.
No, you don't have to. We
don't
can't
have to.
stress this
We can't
enough.
stress it
You
enough.
do
You don't
not have to. It's
But
completely
I think people
optional.
would be scared that you, even if you say no, it's completely optional. I think that once they get there, you're going to ask.
No, I will not ask. It is you have to invite it. I will not ask. I'm not getting into that territory.
I just back to the boob signing of the Crusty Demons. There's more than one of them. There's like 12 of them.
It's the Crusty Demons.
Yeah, there's
not the
heaps of
Crusty
them.
Demon.
I once saw that I was working at a when I was like 14 and I worked in like a hot donut van.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was for the Crusty Demons at in the middle, the Calder Speedway or something like that.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I just stood there in a van and the crowds were, it was an interesting crowd.
Right.
Let me tell you, the Crusty Demons.
Lots of boobs with signed signatures.
Oh, lots of like, everyone's clothing either had like alcohol brand, like Jack Daniels singlets or AC/DC or just those Fox. I don't know what the brand is, but
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Lots of thongs, even though it was muddy and it was.
As in thongs, as in sand, like flip flops. Yeah, flip flops. Yeah.
And anyway, and just like how Simone, one day we hope you will flip flop your boobs out for Mike, so you can sign them.
All right, enough about boobs. Let's get on to the fanfic. Guys, we are always wanting anyone who's had their boobs signed. That's one of our main questions on this show. But the other main question is what's happening next in Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament.
That's it.
So Sammy Garlepp, I'll hand over the laptop to you, and if you don't mind beginning this chapter, unless you have anything else to say, by reading the title of the chapter.
I'm excited to get into it. All right, here we go. Chapter 11, the Teamwizard Tournament. I know, finally.
That's in brackets.
That's in brackets in the title.
So the author, we're low on battery, guys. We might not make it.
It's to start, Mike, the consummate
I'll get a charger.
Consummate professional.
There's a charger just under the table there. If you want to plug it in, that'll work. Sorry, guys. Constant professional. Hand Sam a laptop with 3% battery.
But this should be fine. Boom.
Yeah, great. Problem solved.
Problemo.
See how professional that is?
Problemo solved. Finite. Problemo.
Problemo solvatus.
That's another Sammy spells we could have done. Anyway, throwback. Okay. Chapter 11, the Teamwizard Tournament. I know, finally.
Which is interesting because sorry, my phone just was ringing. Let's just pick it up. Interesting because the author is aware that the Teamwizard Tournament is yet to feature 11 chapters in to the book.
And generally, I've said this before, generally like an author, you're able to edit, once you've written. And like, so you could have, as the author, gone, hey, we don't really mention the Teamwizard Tournament until later. Why don't I just chuck that in chapter 3, a little teaser? No, we just won't even mention it.
We won't mention it. And you know what? So far, most of this book has taken place in the Great Hall of Hogwarts on the first day. It's like everything happens on the first day and then we skip a few terms.
I mean, that really does. They're the most, you remember your first day and then it kind of all blurs together.
The rest
and
just sort of flows by.
Yeah, then there's an exam, then it flows by again, then someone tries to kill you and
that's
about it.
That's school.
Okay. Every student at Hogwarts was forced to get out of bed in their pajamas and return to the Great Hall. One of the 6th years was actually massaging his dick with shampoo at the time. Oh, no.
Wow.
Which caused a huge amount of embarrassment.
Wow.
Okay. One of the 6th was massaging his dick with shampoo. So obviously he was jacking off, to put it. I think that's how to say it.
The funny part about this is that the author knows what masturbation is because it's been mentioned in the podcast before. It was mentioned in a previous chapter because there was the whole masturbate
yeah,
thing.
which producer Pat got in touch with me over Instagram.
Did he? What did he tell you?
About it? Because he actually, you promised me he wouldn't hear me talking about him being a psycho.
Yeah. He did
Anyway,
hear
turns
it.
out he heard it.
And what did he say? Fuck you, dog. Sign my boobs.
No, he literally sent me a photo of him in a top hat and a monocle.
Masturbate.
Like him masturbating.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
so suspicions confirmed.
Yeah, there you go. And so one student in the whole of Hogwarts was massaging his dick with shampoo, which isn't a very good thing because that would probably burn. There'd be a burning sensation.
I assume it was a no tears shampoo.
No more tears.
No more tears. Although some people like to, have a few tears while they...
Some people are into that.
It's called
Bit of
Crimax.
Sado. Crimax? That's pretty good. All right.
Can you believe we are 11 chapters into this book and so far pretty much nothing has happened? Remember in chapter 1 I said not to expect this book to be good? Well, here we are. But seriously, if this was the real world and this was a real book, do you think you would be continuing to read it?
Pause. Because it is the real world.
It is the real world.
We're in the real world. And this is kind of a real book. It's not really.
It's more of a just deranged diary entry.
Would you continue to read it, though?
I can't say I would. I can't say. I wouldn't. I can't say I would because if I said I'd be embarrassed either way.
Yeah.
I'd rather be caught massaging shampoo onto my dick than in public reading this book.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Same, actually.
However, here we are. Such meaningless content. Those king-size Mars bars that Harry wanted, the references to the Nutty Professor, all those Black Eyed Peas references. I mean, come on. For a book about the future of the magical world, it's hard to believe any of this stuff would be relevant in any way to the book.
Now, does that feel like... Because remember we were debating whether the Black Eyed Peas stuff was a code? You thought it was just a stupid thing.
Yeah. And now it has been referenced again.
Yeah.
But...
It's referenced as a meaningless thing. It's like the author saying all this stupid shit in this book.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Well, it is stupid.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's not really that crazy.
The author, it's like the author's listening to us.
But then that's why I think, is this the author like teasing us by saying these things have no meaning, that they're just red herrings, but then they come back? That's what I'm just wondering.
I feel like you would do that as a little annoying
tyrant.
Yeah. Okay, tyrant. Oh, what? Annoying little tyrant. You're like the Napoleon of anyway. Okay. Okay. Plus, this whole Lockie and Gemini thing. What the fuck is going on there? Agreed.
That was Sam saying
that's
agreed.
Me. I'm saying agreed. It's been persisting for the whole first book and the first 9 chapters of this book. Talk about building suspense. Can we just get on to those important plot details? Jesus H. Christ. Anyway. So, it's funny that the author is getting frustrated.
Yeah, with his own creation.
Yeah.
Almost like there's a gun to his head making him right.
Yeah, maybe that's a twist for later.
That
we
could
find
be.
out there's a twist, and then later we go, and P.S. This isn't Mike. This is
someone else.
This is Mike's friend, and I've been taken hostage by Mike, and Mike's gonna kill me, and
you know what
then
else?
you kill me. Right as we leave.
That's the final twist of the book.
Here I am reading.
I murder you.
Yeah, I'm reading the last chapter. And I'm like, and then Mike turns to Sam and shoots him in the head. And I go, what? And I will turn around and you're holding a gun.
That would be insane. Meta. Very meta.
And then you release it.
Yeah.
Goes viral on TikTok. All worth
Crazy.
it. All worth it.
Crazy. Oh, I was going to say that our viral TikTok video that got 450,000.
Oh, yeah. The best video in the world.
The most viral thing I've ever done that originated on this podcast, about to be nudged out by the Phenomenon. Do you know the Phenomenon?
Yeah,
from 20th Century Boy.
I do. Yes, yeah, because I saw this, the Phenomenon that everyone either has an uncle or
it's a 3-step conspiracy theory. Everyone has an uncle called John. If not, then you or your grandfather are likely called John. But if not that, your dad is almost certainly named John.
Okay, so then this is where it goes for me. Have I got an Uncle John? No. My grandpa? John.
There you go. Step 2.
And then the step 3 is my dad's middle name is John.
And that also counts.
So that could be a bit of an amendment. For,
that could be a step 4. But yeah, so that's about to push out our viral video as my most ever viral thing. Crazy.
Well, let's do something else crazy right now. Like, kill me. Woozle wazzle. Okay.
Cool. Let's continue.
Yeah. Anyway, the students began wandering down tiredly to the Great Hall as the Jim Wilkins Choir smiled and sung. So they smile and sing at the same time. Ring, ring, ring with the trolley. Clang, clang, clang with the bell. We're sorry you had to go to bed now, and some of you had to put on hair gel. What the fuck?
Wow.
So we're sorry you had to go to bed now.
I think that's a mistake.
Had to get out of bed
now. And then I guess some of them
You
had to
put on
do
hair
their
gel
Yeah.
in case.
Hair gel is such a 2007 thing, isn't it?
Yeah, earlier even. 2007. Because hair gel, the stuff that made it real shiny and basically crusty.
Yeah.
Crunchy.
And then it would like dissolve out of your hair.
That
like
stuff
powdery.
doesn't. Yeah, and you put too much in, it goes all white or something. And
Disgusting.
do you use hair gel?
No. Well, I did, but I was going to say, is there anyone you know that wears like, have you heard anyone in the last 10 years be like, I've just got to put gel in my hair?
No.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like, theatrical performance.
Yeah, right.
But like that, I literally remember like trying to do like a little like mohawk in my hair.
Yeah.
When I was in like year 5 and 6 or 7.
Got pretty creative.
And then it would go so bad. It would then get heavy with the gel, and then the mohawk bits would like then curl over on each side, like a palm tree. So I just have this like
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah. So then
Wow.
I just have that on my head.
Crazy.
And
that's hair gel, guys.
And I was so popular. Okay, one student called his mum to complain about the bizarre and frankly unhuman situation, but his mum was busy at work and couldn't talk at the moment, and said to call his dad, but his dad was dead, unfortunately. Oh my god!
So,
two things.
yeah, well, okay, you do yours.
Well, I was going to say, we assume it's the same kid that's called his mum.
There was the last chapter, a kid called his mum and she's like, I'm busy, I've got work, yeah.
Now, this kid calls his mum again. It's 3 a.m.
That's what I was going to say. So
No, I'm at work.
she could be a nurse.
She could be a nurse.
And she's like, I'm at work, call your father. And then the next thing is that the father's dead, which implies that the mother is either unaware of that or has forgotten that the dad's dead.
Or just lie, oh, I'm at work. Call your dad. Oh, fuck, he's dead, isn't Oh, well. He'll find out.
figure it
He'll
out.
figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Just imagine that, like, 12 hours ago, your mum was like, I'm at work, I can't. She's still at work.
Still, yeah. Call your dad, but his dad was dead.
Maybe his dad's nearly dickless now.
I was going to say that. You took the dick right out of my mouth.
Chopped the dick right off.
Wow. Okay. Oh, no. Here we go.
Why? Oh, no.
Because I've just read a word. All right, said Harry Potter quintingly.
Oh, is that the word?
Yes.
A word that
Came up already.
I've made up the word quintingly,
Quintingly.
and it appeared several times in book 1.
Ugh,
Hasn't, and it's not, what does it mean?
we don't know. And so now it doesn't inform how I'm meant to read this character. It could mean anything.
I think quintingly is like cunningly, like, all right. That's a quinting way of saying that.
That's a...
All right.
You sound like a quant. That's what I'm telling you.
A big quant.
Quintingly. You stupid quant. Okay. I am pleased to inform you that as soon as the feast finished, Mr. Charger and the Jim Wilkins Choir and myself had a discussion. Mr. Charger told... I'm trying to be quinting.
This is a very quinting read.
Mr. Charger told me it'd be a good idea and not dangerous at all to host the Teamwizard Tournament this year.
Oh,
Hey!
shit. Wow.
We had to high five. Wow, so the Teamwizard Tournament has been mentioned and it will be hosted this year.
And it's interesting because,
At Hogwarts.
like, it's clearly a scheme by Mr. Charger.
Oh, yes.
It's like, after dinner, hey, you know what would be cool? Let's do the Teamwizard Tournament. And
Oh yeah, I guess that's a good idea. You murdered that. Did you murder Ron last? Yeah.
No,
but I'm back now.
I'm
It's
back.
all good.
Yeah. Like, Harry is so...
Have I? Yeah, I'd love it. Like Harry being like, "Oh, are you sure we should do that?" He goes, "Have I ever wronged you before?"
And then Harry, like, all these moments flash back in his mind, like, of him killing Mr. Ron Weasley and stuff. And it's like, no, you're right. You
You're
haven't.
right.
Let's do
You're
it.
right.
I think we should do it.
Wait, Mr. Charger, did you say it was extremely dangerous or not dangerous at all? I can't remember. Not dangerous at all, said Mr. Charger as he laughed idiotically and maniacally.
Maniacally.
With a K in there.
Maniacally.
Yeah, maniacally.
But I've done maniacally.
Yeah, you've got a K in there. While also clearly having a large stiffy.
So it's like, is it dangerous or not dangerous at all?
Not dangerous at all. Ooh.
Wow, why is his penis...
Sorry.
More like the Team Jizzard tournament.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, crazy.
That was good. That was
Crazy
really
shit.
good.
I love the detail. The author really paints a picture. Like, you never know in the original Harry Potters if any of the characters have stiffies.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And they might have, because I think JK basically never mentioned their stiffy status.
Yeah, the double S.
It'd be good if you're reading Harry Potter on, say, your Kindle or something these days, if you could, like, you know, as you're going along, you could maybe double click and check everyone's stiffy status.
Yeah, because it'd be great if it was like, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry? Dumbledore asked calmly, with an enormous stiffy.
With enormous stiffy.
Yeah, it'd be just to paint the picture.
I mean, look, there are times in Harry Potter, in the books and the movies, where you're like, well, they would have had a stiffy.
It's pretty clear when Harry and Cho are making out, Harry's got a stiffy.
Yeah. He's tasting those wet, salty tears of Cho's face, and he's like, oh, you know what else I'd like to taste? And then
a stiffy.
No? Yeah. And then Harry when he's in the bath with Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, he's
big stiffy.
Stiffy status positive.
Definitely.
SSP. Stiffy status positive and stiffy status negative. That's all we needed.
And then obviously there should be some kind of half chub.
Yeah, you'd feel like Peeves would always be stiff. You just assume he's always got a stiffy.
Exactly. It's like a weird dog that comes and humps your leg.
Yeah.
Peeves burst in and started singing a song, and he just had a stiffy. So annoying.
And that's what I like about this book. Like, you always just know if someone had a stiffy. But anyway.
So true. Draco, when he gets slapped by Hermione.
Stiffy.
Big stiffy.
And Crabbe, probably. Maybe not Goyle.
Oh, yeah. Goyle's asexual.
It's easy. Easy to understand.
Okay, so Miss Charger clearly having a large stiffy. Several students stood up. It kind of sounds like it will specifically be very dangerous, said Michael. Crucio, said Mr. Charger, to put Michael in his place.
Wow.
So Michael just gets fucking crucioed.
Tortured, yeah.
Which is one of the 3 unforgivable curses.
I know.
It is interesting. They're unforgivable. I mean, you kind of mentioned this in your our post of the last movie.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts. Yeah.
How they, they always set things up as either unforgivable or, the what do you call it? The killing curse. It's impossible to defend. And apparently in the movie they defend it.
Avada Kedavra, all the time people are blocking it and defending it. Like, only one person's ever survived it. It's
seems like
unblockable.
fucking
Everyone survived it. You've already got more chance of being struck by lightning than being killed by Avada Kedavra.
I know. I feel like, I know there's the whole, rules are made, exception to every rule, or rules are made to be broken, but I feel like everything JK sets up, now it's like, not surprising. It's like, she goes, this can never happen. You're like, obviously that's going to happen now.
Yeah. So
Same
obvious.
with Crucio. I feel like they always do them. And like, it's like, if you do any of these, you're arrested.
Yeah. Everyone's using it all the time.
Everyone's bloody doing it. Thank you, Mr. Charger. Now, let that be a lesson to any student who wishes to be an idiot. Come on, Michael, get your head out of your ass, said Harry.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? It's a line that I've often thought to just say to you.
Yeah,
Come on, Michael, get your head out of
IRL.
your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, IRL. Now, the Teamwizard Tournament takes 6 students who must work together as a team to compete in some specifically dangerous tasks that could very easily lead to death and are specifically designed to be as dangerous as possible. This is exactly what I said would happen.
Yeah. Oh, wait, did you?
I predicted that the boys would... there'd be the Teamwizard Tournament is the Triwizard Tournament, but everyone's in teams and the boys happen to be a team.
Yeah.
Which we don't know that's going to happen yet.
It sounds like that specifically is going to happen.
Wait, Mr. Charger, I'm sure you must have said it was dangerous. Not dangerous. No, said Mr. Charger. I don't know how he's meant to be saying that. No. Ah, of course. How could I say that to cheeky Grin Winston, you old boot?
You old boot.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Cheeky Grin Winston.
The old cheeky Grin Winston, you old boot. What a good nickname. Like, you know.
Cheeky Grin. Stiffy man.
Sneaky smile and stiffy Winnie.
Stiffy dick. Cheeky smile.
Yeah, you old croc. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, of course. My bum problem.
No, he's forgot.
Does Harry have a bum? Yeah.
Harry has some, like, maybe even dementia, which is, like, it does feel like very dementia, but I wouldn't have known what that was when I was 13.
Yeah. I wonder if what's got more problems, his bum or his brain? At this point.
At this point, you wonder if they're together.
Often one of them, often one follows the other.
You know what they say, men think with their bums.
Oh, do we ever?
Pigs.
Do we ever? I'm thinking with mine now, and I'm just thinking, let's keep reading. Harry continues.
So he has just detoured into a bum problem.
Yeah, because he wasn't talking about his bum.
No, he wasn't at all.
This book is very confusing, but he was talking about the Teamwizard Tournament.
And we're also unaware of any existing issues with his bum. So
yeah.
And this is a room full of students.
Yeah,
highly inappropriate.
Students. You see, if I stand up more than 3 minutes at a time, a poo falls out of my bum. I went to St. Mungo's for it, but apparently there's no cure. However, I did see some familiar faces there, including Neville's parents, who are either insane or large idiosises.
Which is a horrible thing to say, because he must know that they were crucioed into insanity by Bellatrix. And he didn't use the crucio, but he just watched Mr. Charger use the crucio.
And he's like, play on. Neville's parents are pretty old now then.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be dead. And it's also like, you know...
And at that point, you kind of hope they are.
Yeah, I mean that, yeah. But it's sort of like, they're either I'm not sure, they're either insane or idiotuses.
Yeah.
And also, Neville's probably in the room. He's a teacher at the school.
He's like, oh, actually, yeah. As well as several other wizards I've crossed paths with in the original days.
The original days?
No one fucking cares, Harry. No one asks.
But also... The original days, that's like us referring to high school as the original days.
Were you guys around for the original? Yeah. Like, hey, we like Sam and Mike on the podcast. I prefer their original stuff.
The original days, mate.
in their choir at school. Oh, okay.
Oh,
It continues. Shut the fuck, said Mr. Charger. Shut the fuck, said Mr. Charger, and slapped Harry across the face in a manner that was both excisively hard but understandable. I'd like that.
So everyone's like, well, that was hard, but it's understandable. Harry was out of line.
It was really annoying. It's on my bum. And we're all thinking, I wish we'd slapped him. I mean, you know what this reminds me? This is a bit of topical.
Oh, Will Smith and Chris Rock. Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, Chris Rock's up there talking about his bum.
Keep my wife's name, yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. Charge like, keep your bum's name
out your fucking
mouth.
Now, can we also just acknowledge at this point, maybe halfway through the chappy, absolute chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good something's happening.
But also, there's nothing still happening. Like, it's just like, most of this, a lot of chapters in this book, as I said, are just... We're in the Great Hall, and people are getting tortured, murdered, and exposition is happening in between.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad we haven't seen Dimmy yet.
Yeah, Dimmy.
Now back to the Teamwizard Tournament. Harry continued, showing no sign of pain, but every sign of being complete psycho who has lost his mind. That was exactly like Chris Rock. He kept continuing.
But Chris Rock didn't look like a psycho.
No. But he did
no sign of pain.
But he did just continue, which was
quite
insane.
admirable of him. Well done, Harry.
Yeah. Well done, Harry. The students are chosen at random and must compete. There is no way you cannot compete in the competition if you are selected, said Harry. Mr. Charger, could you please bring out the Goblet of Frostbite and select the names?
So there's a Goblet of Frostbite, and again, we are moving more towards the fourth book here, clearly, than the second book, but I guess it's just how it is.
And okay, so like I guess there was a goblet of fire in the original. You've got the goblet of frostbite.
Not the goblet of ice.
No, and you really have, and I think I've mentioned this before in the first book. Maybe you've really missed a chance here to go with the gobbies of fire because
it's like it's a double-edged sword because like they'll give you a gobby,
but
it's like the shampoo. It's a burning
yeah.
sensation.
Like you're thinking gobbies, that's hot, but not. It's too hot.
It's a bit too hot.
Oh, God. A lot of the students looked slightly excited, except some of them looked terrified. One boy, a 6th year, whose hands were covered in shampoo. I like that callback.
It's like, don't say the boy from earlier.
No.
It's just like he mysteriously
said he was so excited that he needed to go to the bathroom because he was going to pee his pants. And he definitely didn't need to wash shampoo of his dick because it was starting to burn. And he was worried because last time this happened, his mum told him if she ever caught him massaging his dick with shampoo again and had to take him to the doctor for the burning of his dick that the shampoo did, then he would be in big trouble. It definitely wasn't that.
You go.
I was going to say, this book keeps me guessing and keeps me out of breath because you never know when a sentence is going to end. And that sentence went for 15 lines.
You know what I love about this is that, like, you know, we're in this chapter in which the namesake of the book is being explained to the reader, but the author still thinks it's necessary and appropriate to give us a side story about a character that's unnamed and an incident he had in which his dick was burned by shampoo while he was massaging it and his mum had to take him to the doctor.
And he was masturbating.
Yeah, he was
masturbating.
Yeah.
He wasn't just massaging his dick. Otherwise, he'd be using bloody massage oil. Although, now they say that's also...
Maybe wouldn't have access to it at that age.
That's true. But
you don't know.
Yeah. You feel like... Is this one of those times where this is a bit autobiographical?
I don't think so.
You had to go to the hospital because your dick was burning.
on a school camp I went on in school, there was a rumor that one student was massaging his dick with shampoo. And I reckon I've just clawed onto that and been like, yes, this is literary.
Like, yes, I freaking love that idea.
I'm going to adapt that. Maybe not in a lead character, but at one of the side characters for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's funny.
That's just a side story.
That's a side note. Okay, we continue. Mr. Charger brought out a large silver goblet that had icy water coming out of it. Now, for some reason, silver goblet is capitalized. The S and the G are capitalized.
Oh, yeah. Like it's a proper noun.
Yes, and then the I for icy water is capitalized. It makes no sense to me.
Could be important later.
And he whispered to the goblet, "Okay, the goblet has told me the names," said Mr. Charger, after the goblet had seemingly done nothing.
It sounds like he's got a goblet, poured a bunch of water, put it in the freezer, let it melt, and brought it out. There's nothing magical about it.
It continues. "Wait, shouldn't it be like the goblet of fire with the name spit out of the goblet?" said the boy with shampoo on his hands, who had returned from the toilets looking rather satisfied with himself.
But he still has shampoo on his hands. So he didn't wash it off.
I think he's just gone and finished.
So you assume there's also some cum on his hands.
Oh.
There'd have to be, though.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry.
Too far. If there's we've done a lot of stuff in this podcast, Mike, but the mentioning of semen mixed with shampoo is a disgrace, and you're a disgrace to all wizards.
Wow. That is a huge insult.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
He looked rather satisfied with himself.
Did you just wash shampoo off your dick? Said Neville. So Neville is there.
Neville is there.
No, said Shampoo Boy. So he's got a character name now.
He's got a name.
Oh no, here we go. "What's your name? You're disrupting the assembly. You might get detention," said Mr. Charger.
You might flip a coin.
Yeah, depending on what your name is, I'll decide.
There was a teacher in year 9.
Sorry, I just read ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll just tell this story. Oh, no, you go. There was a teacher in year 9, so after this book was published or written, who used to give detentions based on a flip of a coin. So if he saw you doing something wrong that was worth it.
Had he just seen the recent Batman with Two-Face?
The Riddler. Oh yeah. Oh wait, what? Is Two-Face in the new Batman?
No, not the new.
The dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it was new back then.
Yeah. Well, there's a new Batman that just came out like a month ago.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe he did.
Yeah, with Harvey Dent.
Because that would have come out around that time. He would flip a coin if he saw you like a guy was selling Coke cans out of his locker.
Selling Coke.
Selling Coca-Cola cans out of his locker.
Yeah, people did that.
School didn't like that. And the teacher was like, hey, this is the third time I've caught you doing this. Flip a coin, heads or tails, you're getting a detention. And it was, and he flips it and then you call and if it comes up, you get the detention.
I love that.
I know, it's pretty interesting.
Pretty badass.
Kind of a double or nothing.
Yeah, I was talking about detentions last night. When I was in year 10, I got 10 detentions.
Oh, the decker for the deck.
Yeah, which is like one every 3 weeks of school.
Wow. What for?
Oh, just
shampoo related incidents?
Always. Literally every time. But like sometimes I'll just not turn up to class or like go to a different class, which was not the least badass thing was I would go to a different class and just participate. So
I just love Mrs. Graham so much in literature.
And it was funny because there was a teacher then would just realise like halfway through go, yeah, Sam, what? Sam, you're in my class. Get out. And anyway,
that's so funny.
But then one week the house head pulled me into his office. He's like, Sam, come. He's like, mate. And he had 3 pieces of paper. He's like, you've got 3 detentions this week. I'm
wow.
Like, yeah. He's like, what's been going on? I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, look,
stuff.
He's like, look, I'll combine them all into one. You do it all this Friday. Great.
Oh, what are they? A concurrent sentence.
Yeah.
It's like when you get 10 years, 5 years, but they're served like concurrently. So kind of
it was great.
That's good.
All in the 1 week. Beautiful.
Get it all over and done with.
Anyway, we'll talk about more of my detentions later. So anyway, what's your name? Said Mr. Charger to the shampoo boy.
Yeah.
You might get detention. He replies, Shampoo Jones, said the boy. Shampoo Jones.
So now you have to ask, is it a coincidence that he likes to massage his dick with shampoo, or is it because his name is Shampoo?
Well, it's like one of those, when you have there are people who have a name and they end up fulfilling that work.
Yeah, Tim Baker.
Becomes a baker. There's a tennis player called Tennis Sandgren.
What? Yeah, his name is Tennis?
Yeah, with a Y, like Tennys.
Wow.
His name's Tennis Sandgren.
Usain Bolt. Like, that one's interesting because it's like Bolt, he's the fastest runner in the world. That's an interesting one. Like, you might think it's a stage name.
Yeah, I thought the Tennis Sandgren was cool, but then I think he's like, realizes massive pro-Trump.
Oh, okay.
Big loser.
Still cool that his name is Tennis. Like, imagine if your name was Footy.
Yeah.
G'day, guys, I'm Footy.
Footy Garlepp.
I play for the Bombers. Footy.
I wish I'd been called Footy.
Footy. But hey, guys, I'm Badminton.
And then instead of being a badminton player, just end up being
Footy player.
A below par coin maker. Badminton.
That's pretty good.
All right.
So his name is Shampoo Jones.
So you'd assume he might be the brother of Gemini Jones.
No.
Gemini and Shampoo.
I definitely think that was an overlooked thing. I just think I was like, what's his surname?
Shampoo Jones. The name's Jones. Shampoo Jones.
That is
sorry, shooting Shampoo. Yeah.
That is
shooting
pretty
it out
funny.
Of his dick.
Because like Shampoo's been set up like 4 times to get to that point. That's interesting.
Anyway. Okay, see me after this assembly. Now, the names the goblet has told me, and don't think it will tell anyone else. Because it only talks to me, and the Teamwizard Tournament definitely isn't something I just made up specifically to try to kill all the students I don't like. The names are Michael Carmichael, Rob Robson, Luke Lucas, Sam Thompson, and Gorby Bolonsky.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Gorby Bolonsky.
Who's Gorby Bolonsky?
Gorby.
So I was just like, here are all the names, and I still laugh every time. I know I said this all the time, but Sam Thompson.
Right.
Fantastic.
Genius.
But Gorby
Bolonsky, poor Gorby's been, we haven't even heard of him, but he's elevated to main character.
Yeah. First task in 2 days at 2 p.m. Bye.
Okay, and lots happening here. Again, Mr. Charger does unfortunately admit that he is planning the Teamwizard Tournament specifically to kill the boys.
Yeah.
And as well as that, we also introduced to Gorby Bolonsky. Crazy.
And but he hasn't mentioned so Lockie's not in it.
Oh, no Lockie Lockhart.
Yeah.
So it's Michael, Rob, Luke, Sam and Tom and Gorby.
Sorry, I just realised, is he Lockie Lockhart?
Yeah.
Is he related to Gilderoy?
I don't know. Have we ever mentioned that?
No.
Has it always been
Has
Lockie
anyone-
Lockhart?
He's Lockie Lockhart, right? Is he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but
But then you're not sure because it's like Michael Carmichael, Rob Robson, Luke Lucas,
I know,
Lockie
but then if
Lockhart.
Lockie Lockhart, Gilderoy Lockhart, has anyone ever noticed that or mentioned that? We don't know.
Interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Anyway, it continues. Who the fuck is Gorby Bolonsky? Said Shampoo. Oh, you're one to talk, mate. Fuck, we never heard of you either.
Until your starring moment, your 15 minutes of fame.
Now he's nudging everyone. This is Gorby Bolonsky, am I right? And everyone's like, get your shampooy jizz hands away from me. That's right. Shampoo Jones.
Oh my god. Shampoo Jones. Shampoo Jones. Gryffindor.
He's definitely a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, he's a Hufflepuff for sure.
Shampoo Jones, also known as Edward Jizzerhands. Everyone get out, said Harry Potter, who started shooting random killing curses around the Great Hall. And everyone was screaming.
This is chaos.
So, hey guys, there's going to be a Teamwizard Tournament. These are the ones in the team. Mention no one else. So, we don't know who that's against. Who are they against? Just one team.
Is there another school? Is there another team?
We don't know. There's one team. It starts at 2 p.m. Bye.
There's this random student
the
who's
fuck's-
joining this group.
Yeah, so he's like, here's the announcement. The announcement's done. Now everyone get out.
Just kids dying.
Shampoo Jones is like fucking... He's slipping over because he tries to open the door, but his hands are all shampooey.
Don't you reckon Shampoo Jones would be the kind of kid who pushes people out of the way, in this situation? As in he'll sacrifice anyone to save himself. He's that kind of guy.
And he would. And separately to that, I think Shampoo Jones would also have he'd always go to shake your hand, even though he's got shampoo on it.
Yeah.
And he'd have a real, the floppy fish.
Yeah,
the dead fish handshake.
Hate that.
And he'd be the guy, he'd be like, hey guys, and he'd always give you a slap on the shoulder, and then you'd always be walking,
It's a bit of splash.
Shampoo and shit all on my hands.
Yeah, 100%.
Gross.
Fucking Shampoo Jones. Anyway,
Hermione rolled her eyes in disarray. What the hell is that?
Disarray?
Disarray? But
What does that even mean?
No.
What does disarray mean? Can you
Disarray
shake your
means-
head in disarray?
No, I think disarray is everything is confused and unorganized.
A state of disorganization or untidiness.
Okay, am I fucking a genius or what?
Yeah, but can you shake your head in disarray? Not really, can you?
Unless you're shaking it in a confused way.
an unorganized shake of head. So it's
Not immediately left, not immediately right.
yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Okay.
dear God.
Gorby Bolonsky was a third-year Gryffindor who had nothing to do with the book.
Well, clearly he does. It's a bit misleading.
You do know, mate. What the fuck? Said Gorby quintingly. Well, how can that be cunningly? So, what the fuck?
No, I think this is very... If you're a long-time listener of my show 20th Century Boy, you may remember Intern Mike. I'm getting major Intern Mike vibes from Gorby. So it's what the fuck?
That's good. I remembered that. Also, Gorby isn't the boy from the previous chapter that I said would be revealed later. Okay.
Well, that's at least we know that.
So he's not the Australian dingo.
Means we get to meet another character.
There are so many characters.
Gorby,
There are so many characters.
Nearly Dickless Ned, Dimmy Dimatina.
Who is there? Someone else that we've met earlier? Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
What? Squid and John.
Squid and John Mooney.
They haven't come
Shampoo
back.
Jones. Mr. Mooney's Shop of Dark Magic.
Far out. Anyway,
Wow.
he's not the boy that I said would be revealed later. A poo fell out of the bottom of Harry's robe. Because he's standing up too long. That's why I was like, everyone get out, quick, get out, you can't see, I'm doing a poo. Quick.
That's a great callback.
Great callback. I've been standing up for far too long, he said, while winking at the cameras.
Laugh track from audience and applause.
Oh my
ad
God.
cut to ad break.
I love.
Is that the chappy?
I love that they're.
Wow, that's the chappy.
I think that's the chappy. Oh,
Oh, a blank page. Next page is blank.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. There's a blank.
Or do you want to? Let's do what we did last time. Read the title of the chapter to yourself of the next chapter and respond.
And if there are any kind of mediums or mind readers out there, you can maybe read my mind and find out what the name of the chapter
we'll
is.
give you $500,000 if you guess the name of the chapter.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, interesting. My response is, okay.
Yeah.
Could be a unique
Anyway,
chapter.
It'd be funny if the name was just like chapter 12.
Chapter 12, chapter 12.
And then someone might guess that. And then
Oh, no,
you'd
well,
be you'd be in the black or in the red, whichever one's the bad one.
I'd be in the red, they'd be in the black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that is interesting. So
Okay.
I'll take the laptop back. That's the end of the chapter. It's been a great episode. Thanks for coming back as always.
Always a pleasure. I think it was all worth it just to hear about those boobs getting signed. And the crusty demons are really need to...
Crusty Demons, yeah, insane.
I mean, I really need to explore that more.
Crusty Demons is such a gross name because when you think crusty, you kind of inherently, you know what I'm thinking.
Let's just say it on 3.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, come.
Crusty dick.
Oh, yeah. I said come and Sam said crusty dick.
Which, we both, we all know when you've been massaging with shampoo for too long. And wait, nothing. I'm not going to continue on that.
Can you go, what highlight of this chapter? Any highlights?
Definitely the fact that you constantly mentioned a guy massaging his dick with shampoo. And eventually to reveal his name is Shampoo Jones.
Yeah, definitely.
And then leaving out Lockie from the... Is there another boy that was left out? No. That was all of them.
But that's all part of this Lockie Gemini conspiracy.
And
Shampoo Jones.
Shampoo Jones is definitely the highlight.
Yeah. Guys, that's a new thing to get in touch with. Highlight of this chapter. Just send in your highlight.
Yeah,
Radio.Mike on
highlights
Insta.
and lowlights.
And lowlights and midlights.
I don't want it all to be positive. I want some negative thoughts coming through.
And give us dimmer lights. So stuff that started good and got worse. So it's dimming. You're dimming it.
I thought you were going to say like dimmer lights, like highlights of your Dimmy
No.
things, of which there will be 0.
Dimmer lights. So
No.
when you dim a light, we've got one out in our living room. I'll show you after this. Do you know what a
brag.
dimmer light is?
No, what is it?
Don't worry.
Okay.
And also, Sam,
yeah.
Where do you think it's going next? Make a call.
Well, okay, I'm going to... Even though the Teamwizard Tournament should be teams from other different schools, I think for some reason there will be no other schools. There'll just be all these obstacles that they have to go through. And this Charger will just try to kill them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else will happen. Any
other wild theories you had? Well, there's that Lockhart. We know.
Okay.
No, I'm surprised. We've never thought of that.
Here we go. Gilderoy Lockhart has had sex with the St. Mungo's nurse who got Harold's dad to sign her boobs. So, because we already know she likes to flop them out. So, Gilderoy Lockhart, or she's just had sex with him. He doesn't even remember because he's just a patient there.
Oh, God.
Then they've had 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I think the 3 kids are Lockie Lockhart, Gemini Jones, and Shampoo Jones.
And at some point, they've been separated and their surnames have been changed?
Yeah, and I think what will happen is they'll all... at one point, they'll come out of the... they'll all be in cubicles in the bathroom. They'll all come out, and all their hands and their dicks are all covered in shampoo, and they're like, oh, you do it too? We must be brothers! Yeah, and they all slap their shampoo dicks together.
In the last Austin Powers, where Dr. Evil and Austin find out that they're actually identical twin brothers. Yeah. Have you seen that?
I have, but I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a good twist.
Spoilers if you haven't seen that.
Do you want to? What are you plugging at the moment? Comedy Fest's over.
Yeah.
Cheap Seats coming back.
My life is over now.
Oh.
So,
well, cool.
I work on the Cheap Seats on Channel 10 show.
Tuesday next week, 8:30.
Yeah. I mean, tune in. I mean, I'm not on it, but
at Sam Garlepp on Instagram.
Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram. That's fun. I like when people do that.
Awesome. Well, shake my hand.
Oh, it's all shampooey. Gross.
Thanks again, guys. RadioMikePod@gmail.com or radio.mike on Instagram. Check out 20th Century Boy as well. Catch you in the next episode.
And remember, not on your professor.
Goodbye, Hamoras. That was a great episode. Oh, gross one. Yep, gross.
Yeah.
This episode of Harry Potter and the Boys was brought to you by Radio Mike on Patreon and the 20th Century Boy podcast. For as little as $1 a month, get a bonus podcast every week at patreon.com/Radio Mike. And search 20th Century Boy on your favourite podcast app to hear more from me every single week. See you there. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.